So part 2. Part 3. Examples. Missing angle. So for one, no, and they're going to give us a triangle. They're just going to give us info this time. Okay, so here we go. The measurement of angle A is, let's see, 60 degrees. Side AB is 30 inches. Side BC is 27 inches. And the measurement of side C is what we want. So that's one difference. They don't give us the picture of the triangle. Okay, so we don't know exactly what it looks like. So we're just going to draw a triangle. Don't get caught up either. It's like, what should the triangle look like? It doesn't matter. It's the labeling that matters. So A, B, C. Okay, let's start putting numbers in. So we know angle A is 60 degrees. Side AB, so this side is 30 inches. That's another way to label sides by the two ends from A to B. Side BC is 27. And we're looking for angle C. So this is what I want. Now we need to label it like how we label it because this is labeled different, right? But so we call this side B, side C, side A. So that's one little difference, right? The labeling is a little bit different, but we adjust it to our labeling. Okay. Initially, the process is the same. So what fraction should we use for sure? A, right? A. So let's set it up. Sine 60 over side A. So this is my A fraction. And then which other fraction should we use here? B or C? C, because that's what we're looking for, right? So C, the sine of angle C, I don't know, so I'll put C there because I don't know what it is over 30. Okay, my first question to you is, should we flip?
No.
No, because the unknown is on top already. There's no necessity to flip. We just need to isolate side C. So how do I get rid of the 30?
Times.
Times. So times. I'm going to rewrite because I kind of had to squish it up here. So it's 30 times sine 60 over 27 equals sine C. I just rewrote it. Okay, now here comes the really, I guess the main difference. How do we find angles? Like in this part, like what would you do in your calculator now?
The
Inverse. Okay, so that's the key to these. So I'm gonna go up here to the title, and that's the major difference. To find angles, you use inverse. Not to find sides, but to find angles, you use the inverse function. So down here, okay, to find angle C, I'm going to use the inverse of sine. That's this one actually. Right, the inverse of that, and then we'll put all this stuff in here. 30 times sine 60. I hope I didn't confuse you there because I like to switch sides at the same time. But all this stuff, you're going to do the inverse of all that stuff. Okay. Now this sign inside of this sign is not the inverse sign. Okay, so don't be careful. This is the inverse, but that's not the inverse. So you have two ways you can do this. You can compute all these numbers and then put it in the inverse sign, or just type it in exactly like this. Okay, and it'll work. It'll work. So go ahead and type it in. Let me give you time to type it in. Just remember, this one's the inverse sign. Okay, so it's the second sign. It should have that little -1 on top. round that to the nearest tenth as well. Again, I would make it look like a fraction to avoid making mistakes. So alpha x makes it look like a fraction. What are you guys getting? Anybody not get that? Okay, the only thing again I would caution you with is if you compute the numbers before, make sure you use the whole number when you plug it in here. Okay, don't round too early. Question, guys? Pretty easy too, right? Not bad. Okay, let's try this one. So something different about this one, okay? Oh wait, we're supposed to not know the triangle. So let's write it like this. Measurement of angle C is 89 degrees. Side AC equals 34 meters. AB equals 26 meters. Measurement of angle B is 1. So there's something different about this problem, okay? So I want to do it with you. So let's just draw ourselves a triangle. And again, A, B, C. It's not a rule, you can label it, you can call it top A, it doesn't matter, but just stick to whatever you call it. So angle C is 89. Side AC is 34. And side AB is 26. Okay, so here comes my labeling. So this is B side, C side, A side. And they want this angle. You can put X if you want. Okay. So again, which sides or which fractions should we use for sure? C. Okay, so sine of 89 over 26. And then what's our second fraction? B, because that's what we're looking for. Okay, so sine of, I don't know what B is, over 34. So we're going to do the inverse sine. Of this stuff, right? So I have to multiply both sides by 34. I'm sorry, I skipped that step. You multiply both sides by 34. So 34 times sine 89 over 26. And that's going to give you measurement of angle B. What's the answer, guys? Error, getting error. Everybody get an error?
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to do something real quick. Plug these numbers by themselves, like without the sign. See what that equals. What do you guys see? That's kind of a hard question, but you guys remember about sine, inverse sine, from what number to what number can we go to? Number one? From -1 to 1. We can't do outside of those. It says outside of that. That's why you're getting the error. Okay. So what does that mean? For you, it means this is no solution. Okay. Now, why did that happen? Like, is the formula broken or something? No. It means that this is impossible. It's impossible for this angle to measure this and have this sides. Like that triangle, it's impossible to create that triangle with those sides and that angle. Okay, so with these you'll get some that have no solution. There's no angle that would work and satisfy those angles. Is that okay? The sides. One last thing that's really important, I forgot to mention this earlier. When you're doing these types of problems with the angles, let me switch over. Well, I don't have enough time to switch over, but I'll just show you real quick. Okay, just take my word. Sine here and here's the same. The sine, okay, it's the square root of 2 over 2. And it's two completely different angles. This one's 45, this one's 135, okay? So with these problems, you have to check, we have to check to see if that angle, so I went back to number 1 that it did work. This angle that we got, plus the angle they gave us, and this is the last point I want you to go away with, okay? Are they less than 180? Okay, add them real quick, Okay, you must check. You must check that that's true, because they could give you an angle, instead of the 45, they could give you the 135, and that's not possible. It's not possible that it's bigger than 180. That two angles would be bigger than 180, because then you don't have a third angle. So when you're missing for the angle, make sure they add up to less than 180. Is that okay? Okay guys, we're done. Okay, so give you